Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining me. I'm Jill Bloom, Group Publisher of Walls and Ceilings, and welcome to a special episode of If Walls Could Talk. It's always an honor to have with me Travis Vapp, the CEO of South Valley. Travis, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me, Jill.
Well, there's no better leader in the industry than you, Travis. You definitely, and of course, I love one of our first leadership award winner for Walls and Ceilings.
I was very honored.
That was fun to deliver that award to you. Very well deserving. But I want to start off by tell us everybody a little bit about South Valley. You now have 4 different companies, and I had the honor of seeing your prefab, but let's give everyone kind of a recap. What are those 4 companies?
We do. No, we're very proud of it. So underneath South Valley in 1976, we started with South Valley Drywall, and that was residential, single-family homes, custom homes. To this day, we do 1,500, 1,800 units a year. Great business unit. Then in 1987, we added on South Valley Commercial. So that's a traditional commercial wall and ceiling contractor.
Yep.
Then 2012, we added on South Valley Prefab, which unitizes building envelope exteriors for mid-rise, high-rise. And then in 2019, we added on DLH Interiors, which does demountable glass partitions, architectural glass for interiors.
Yes, very exciting.
It is very exciting.
And but you just built a new facility though for your prefab, correct?
We did. We just built a state-of-the-art standalone facility just for our prefab, 75,000 square feet. And increased our throughput possibilities by 4-fold. Probably what I'm most proud of right now is the fact that we run a full production facility with about 13 to 15 people, which previously most fabricators would take 40 to 50 people to do what we do. But we do it through inventing our own technology, machine learning, machine robotics, and they basically are an extension of our manpower, which is really exciting to be able to be doing that much and empowering our people to do more than what they could by themselves.
Well, it was so impressive, Travis. I had the honor of you invited me to come with a whole group of folks to see the grand opening of your prefab, and it truly was fascinating what you're doing. But one thing that I thought was neat, because you are such a family man, is that each one of those units, I'm not sure what to call them exactly, but they're named after, I think, your grandparents.
They are. It makes it a lot of fun. One, it's a tip of the hat to our ancestors, right?
Yes.
Because we're all immigrants and we came from somewhere else.
Right.
And it's just, plus it's also fun because there's an attachment. So we named our different machines Melvin, Irene, Charles, Lorraine, and and everybody really gravitates to them, and it just makes it a lot of fun. Plus, it's just honorable to honor your past.
It is, and it definitely, I think I could watch as some of your folks were explaining that you could just tell the pride, I guess, is what was really shining through in some of those neat things that you're doing. But speaking of immigrants and just kind of coming from different places, let's talk about how, from a leadership perspective, how you're kind of not just, we were talking before we got on, not just promoting from within, but the Latino culture and the culture of South Valley. Can you talk a little bit more about that, and what are the cool things that are happening?
Well, absolutely. So I would tell you probably what I'm most proud of at my time at South Valley. So I started on February 11th, 2002.
Okay.
And when I started, everybody looked like me in leadership. Okay?
Yeah.
And now everybody doesn't look like me.
That's great.
We have majority Latinos and women in leadership roles, along with wonderful males, but to me, that's diversity. And that's what I'm most proud of in our company is our leadership looks like our field, which when I came into our company, it didn't. And what I found is we've always been great at promoting from within, but really harnessing that and taking it to another level and making sure that our workforce that manages and leads looks like the people doing the work. And what we found is we just get so much more, and we're just a better company because we're more inclusive and we're more supportive. And you don't know what you don't know. Mm-hmm. And if you always look at it one way, you're just 90% of the world you're just leaving out of it, which isn't okay.
It's not okay. Well, and it's inspiring too, because when people see others that look like them, it's inspiring. They feel like they've got a vision, they've got a future, there's a vision. But talk about the 2 brothers you were just mentioning. Absolutely.
So really neat story. We have 2 brothers in our South Valley Prefab business unit, Carlos Munoz and Raul Munoz. And they started out as drywall finishers for us. And, just working, and they worked their way up into lead men, foremen, superintendents. Well, what's so exciting is Carlos is our fabrication manager of our facility, and Raul is our general superintendent of everything once it leaves the shop. But what's really rewarding for me is seeing two gentlemen that started in the field that I don't think they ever knew how good they were or how good they could be, and they still don't know. And they're learning that. And I could see them running our business one day. Like, that's how talented they are. But part of it is what I've seen in the Latino community, and it's no different than my ancestors. When you're first generation or second generation coming here, sometimes there's a lot of doubt, or you think that because somebody has a credential or a college degree that they're smarter than you. But what you don't know is you learn through failure, and failure is okay. And failure doesn't mean that you're going to be fired or you're doing a bad job, but it's more of a learned technique. And when people start to build confidence and they're told that their voice matters and they're told that they have skill set, and then when they stop doubting themselves, you just see these people blossom, and then you invest in their education. And we've sent them to FMI training and other training, and there's a lot of pride that comes back to know that there's a company that fully supports and 100% behind them and wants to see them go as far as they can. But in return, we're doing things now I could have never dreamed. They are better than I am if I was in that role. And that to me is just exciting. And all I want to make sure they know is that they can go as far as they want to. And I expect them to be running our business, and they can do it, which is fun.
And it's fun to watch people grow.
It is.
And that's what makes a great leader, is when you're developing people and you watch them blossom into something better than they never even thought that they could even be.
No, it's so rewarding. That to me is absolutely the most rewarding thing about being in business. It's just seeing people do better than they could by themselves.
I love it. And I guess the last thing I want to talk to you about, Travis, is you recently were an AWCI president. But what are you doing now with AWCI, and what's going on there, and why should people get involved or even join?
Oh, fantastic. So, yes, I was very honored to be president of AWCI in 2022, 2023. So I'm the immediate past president. So Travis Windsor is our current president, and he's rolling off, did a wonderful job, and he's a dear friend. And then we have Johnny Barnes rolling in as the incoming. And again, he's a great mentor of mine. And no, we're doing some really, really exciting things. It starts with Mike Stark and his team. I think the adjustments they've made to this convention and trade show have been really impactful. The level of speaker, the quality of the event, the little touches. There's nuances of coffee bars, food hubs. It's really bolstering an environment to catapult us to the next level. And it's really to Mike's leadership along with his staff. And then from our initiatives, what's really exciting is our Emerging Leader Program, which the focus of that is who is going to be running our company next. And it's a class of 14 to 18 people, and it's an 18-month class. It's all immersive, and there's curriculum to help them make those connections, build those leadership skills, and get integrated in our industry. So with that, people can reach out to Anne Marie if they want to apply to it. We've just graduated. Anne Marie is with AWCI, and she's kind of the brains behind that with the support of Mike and the staff. And then also with our executive committee, our leadership, we heavily support it.
Nice.
Then we also have our safety committee, which was an initiative that Sean Burnham really pushed forward. That we brought safety into AWCI, and it seems kind of, in hindsight, it's like, why didn't we do this for the last 30, 40 years, right? It seems so simple,
now, right?
But we're doing it now. And
awesome.
We're providing that avenue for our safety professionals and the focus and the resources for over 2,000 members. The other part is through Johnny's leadership, he's starting to integrate universities coming here. So right now today, we have, I think it's 14 University of Florida students on this floor.
Oh, that's awesome.
All because of Johnny Barnes.
Nice.
And that outreach. So he's really starting to develop that, and we're all supporting that heavily. And then AWCI Cares is sitting there as a support for anybody in need, right?
Great.
So, I'd be remiss if I just didn't mention that, because Donna Barnes spoke about that today. And she did a really wonderful job. And there is kind of a catch when any member employee falls on a time of financial hardship, they can apply for a grant that helps pay your bills.
That's awesome.
And it's really impactful, and we need more applicants.
Okay, well, we'll help get the word out for sure.
From AWCI, the reality is it's a place we can all come together, we can learn from each other, and we can better the industry and leave it better than when we first came in. So to me, it's a no-brainer to be involved. And And if you have anybody that ever wants to come, myself or anybody would love to host them and take them around and help them be a part of this, because it is a special place.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Travis. And, if anybody has any questions, whether it's about South Valley or AWCI, what are the websites? Where do they go to find out more?
Absolutely. South Valley, you can go to southvalley.net. And then at AWCI, awci.org,
okay.
Or just reach out to myself. I'm happy to help. We need great people to rise up and be leaders.
I love it. Well, Travis, thanks again so much. And if anybody has any questions for us, it is wconline.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for all our social media channels so you can stay up to date on all the great interviews we're doing, like we are today with Travis. But most importantly, stay safe and healthy, and we can't wait to talk to you soon.